Hey Virgos, welcome to your year in reflection reading, where we'll take a peek at things you may have learned over the past year and how best to move into 2023. So we're going to start first by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what major themes came out for you for the past year and any other energy that's surrounding this reading for you. So the first card that we have out for you is Diana, Wisdom. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding this reading for my Virgo collective. What else does my Virgo need to know about 2022? And what we have for you is miracles. So what it feels like for my Virgos out there was that 2022 was a profound year of learning for you. It's almost as if you got a lot smarter, I think, in the way that you show up in life. I think that the lessons that you have had have been very, very hard earned. And it's almost as if life has done a bit of a turnaround for you. And if you were to look back at, say, 2021 or 2020, it's almost as if you don't recognize the life that you're living now. It's like, how the hell did that even happen? It's like, I just heard started from the bottom, now we here. And even though you may not necessarily, and I feel this for a lot of you out there, that you're not at the sort of ultimate place where it is that you hope to be, that you are miles away from where you were. And this has been a period of discovery for you, where you have sort of figured out what it is that you want your life to look like, the types of people that you want to be in your life along this journey. And when you actually ultimately get to where it is that you want to be, it's almost as if you have taken this year to put everything that you've experienced and everything that you have learned together and sort of packaged it up and put it in a little bag like, okay, I'm going to carry this with me. I'm not going to forget any of this. And so all of these experiences have made you wiser. And with each lesson that you have learned, you have evolved, I think, a little bit in your life. And so when you look back, it almost seems miraculous that you made it out of that place where you were before into the place where you are now. And it feels like a very hopeful energy that's surrounding you, that's like, wow, I can't wait to see what's next. I have this little bag of wisdom with me. How can I best use it? So let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we can get from my Virgo collective. So we're going to start first by looking at the major theme from last year. What was the primary energy surrounding you? And we have the Ace of Inspiration, or the Ace of Wands. This is you getting your fire back. This is you rediscovering your passion, looking at new beginnings, unleashing your creativity, thinking about how you can sort of maximize everything in your life. Going out, just exploring, getting to know people, having new experiences. And there is such a happy energy that's surrounding this for you, Virgo. It's like that spark that you may have lost previously started to come back over the past year. Are you there 100%? Maybe not, but aces are beginnings. And so I think that that's where you started. And we also have that clarified by the Nine of Inspiration in reverse. So interestingly, I think Taurus also got this in this exact same position. But the Nine of Inspiration, or the Nine of Wands in traditional tarot, is really about the wounded warrior. It's someone who has been through a battle. It's someone who's been through a hard time. They've been bloodied. They have been bruised, but they are leaning on this one little wand. Like, y'all not going to knock me down. I'm still standing up. Never mind that I got a pole here to help me. That doesn't matter. I am still standing. I am still on my 2 feet. And there's a very weary energy that typically surrounds this card for me, but it feels as though over the past year, you have been in a place of releasing that. You have started gaining your strength. So you don't need any crutches or anything like that to lean on. You can stand on your own strength. And so as you went through that recovery phase of healing and growing and getting stronger, bit by bit, your excitement for life started to come back. So I think, again, off to a really good start, Virgos, letting go of some burdens, getting your weight up, and just saying that, life really isn't that bad. And relative to, I think, what you've been through, Virgos, it's really not. It's a lot better than it was before. So something that you grew from. We have the Seven of Voices, or the Seven of Swords in traditional tarot. This is my sneak card. This is the Thief in the Night card. This is a situation that was very underhanded, that was very sort of covert in the dark. It's a very disingenuous energy. And so I think that, for a lot of my Virgos out there, you met people that did not necessarily have your best interests at heart, or somehow found yourself in a situation where you were constantly questioning, like, this doesn't feel right. There's something off about this. And I think that for a period of time, you may have denied what your intuition was telling you, possibly hoping for the best out of a situation when your gut just knew that it was wrong. And we have that clarified by the Three of Materials, or the Three of Pentacles. This is about working with others. This is about partnerships, your engagement with the people around you. And so I think that, one of the situations that you encountered was someone or a group of people who were very disingenuous, who may have fed you a bucket of lies while they were doing something behind the scenes that they knew wasn't particularly beneficial for you. And while you felt like something was off, you may not have had all of the answers. But I think that being the person that you are, you wanted to give the benefit of the doubt. And that was also a theme that came through very heavily for the Taurus collective reading as well. But I think that you grew from that experience. And so now going forward, whenever you feel your little spidey senses tingling, that's telling you that something is off, you're going to nip it in the bud immediately. It's not going to be a situation where you kind of wait around and see, or wait for the other person to offer up an explanation. It's going to be you calling them out. Be like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, what is happening? What don't I know? And then they can either choose to tell you, or if they want to dance around and gaslight and pretend like they don't know what's going on, then you can be like, deuces, we good. Thank you. Thank you for your services. They are no longer needed. It's like you're not even going to waste your time putting yourself through any sort of mental manipulations or trying to justify what's going on. It's like, you know what? This doesn't feel right. So I'm out. I'm going to go ahead and exit stage left. So something that may have held you back a little bit in 2022, some challenges that you might have encountered. We have the Muse of Inspiration. So the Muse of Inspiration is someone who is very, very new. They're very, very raw. And I think that for a period of time in 2022, while you were in the recovery phase, your excitement for life was it was dulled. It was diminished. It didn't feel as though you were interested in people. It doesn't feel like you were particularly interested in new experiences. It was almost a situation where you were just in survival mode. And it's like, I only have the bandwidth to take care of myself right now. I cannot do anything else. I am tired. And so, during that time period, you weren't necessarily, I think, able to enjoy what life has to offer. And that's okay. I don't want to say that it set you back. I think that it was a necessary part of this learning and growing process. But, it's something that, you may have temporarily missed out on. And we also have the Knight of Materials to clarify. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. And just in case you haven't watched the Taurus reading, if you have that in your chart or you're otherwise interested, you might want to take a look at that, because you and Taurus so far have had a lot of repeating cards. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but it's also one of the most stable. So the Knight of Pentacles takes their time. They're very conscientious, but they're coming in with something that's super, super tangible. And I think that, you're sort of having doubts about people being able to offer this stability instead of this underhanded energy may have caused you to, again, temporarily miss out on people who had very good intentions, who may have been interested in building something with you in some way, shape, or form. And again, I use the term temporarily because it's not something that is just completely dead for you. Like, while you were working on yourself and not really focused on engaging with anybody else, it doesn't mean that that person or people can't come back around. It doesn't mean that new people can't come in offering the same thing. It just means that in that moment, you were not aligned with people who may have meant well. The focus and your energy was on you, as it should have been. So something that may have brought you joy in this past year. Oh, we have two that slipped right on out. We have the Three of Inspiration clarified by the Five of Emotions. So inspiration is cups in this deck, and Five of Emotions is the Five of Cups. So we have the Five of Emotions in reverse. Now, something I think that you encountered throughout your healing process with the Three of Wands particularly is that you are now in a place that is more patient, where, you're not, I think you're more patient with yourself is what I'm saying, not necessarily with other people. But combined with the Five of Cups in reverse, which is really about crying over spilled milk or having missed opportunities, I think that that when the time is right for you, that things will come back around to you, that you haven't truly, completely, permanently, forever and ever missed out on anyone or any experience. I think that you at least started to come into that realization that things will come to you when they're meant to come to you. So even things that might have been a little bit challenging or something that you may have thought held you back, it simply wasn't meant for you at that time. And I think that, going forward with this wisdom that you have sort of built up throughout all of these hard lessons and seeing how far you have come in your own life, you understand that there are still more things waiting for you, and that those things are going to come to you, and that you truly, truly have not missed out on anything at all. So something beautiful that you should acknowledge before you go into this new year. Something beautiful for my Virgos. All right, we have a couple that came out. So we have the Hermit in reverse clarified by the Knight of Cups. So something that you should probably look forward to, something beautiful that's coming towards you, where you've spent this amount of time doing a lot of self-work, recovering and healing with the Hermit energy. We have that in reverse. I think that, again, through this wisdom that you have gained, you understand better what your path forward looks like in life. And with this reinvigoration, with this newfound spark that you have, I do feel that going into the new year, you're going to be more open and receptive to people coming in. So with the Knight of Cups, this is a messenger card, someone who comes in with an offering of love. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could absolutely be in the form of friendship or some other platonic relationship. But I think that you are awake and alive and ready to re-engage with the world. So I think that that's an absolutely beautiful energy, that there's someone or some people or some experience coming in that is going to show you what love looks like. And so again, it does not necessarily have to be romantic, but keep your eyes open for that. Now, how you release the energy of the past year and go into 2023 with a clean slate, we're starting off with the 10 of Inspiration, or the 10 of Wands in reverse. So the 10 of Wands is really about carrying a burden on your back. So these experiences that you have had that have sort of weighed you down, that you required healing from, it's time to put them to rest once and for all. And that's not to say that you can't carry the lessons that you've learned along with it, but it is now the time for you to focus on your abundance with the Queen of Materials. So this is someone who is very strong, but they are very nurturing, and not just to the people around them, but nurturing to themselves as well. So going into 2023, it's time to release all of the people, places, and things that beat you down over time. Because remember, you are a miracle. By virtue of the fact that you are still here after everything that you have been through, you are the most miraculous thing in your life. And whether you believe it or not, you have come so incredibly far. And it's time for you to embrace that spark that has been building up, that inspiration, that creativity, that passion that you have for life. It's time to embrace that going into the new year, but not forgetting to take care of yourself first. So that's what I got for my Virgo collective. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you on the next one.